Thank you. A couple more. Yeah.
Do you have committed to some kind of inquiry, like a Royal Commission into Australia's handling of COVID, but there was nothing on this in the budget? When do you plan on calling one?
COVID is still amongst us, and what I've said is that when we are confident that we're through those issues, then we'll examine it.
I just have a question on public and affordable housing. You and the Greens both largely agree on the need for more public and affordable housing, yet you can't come to an agreement. Is this politicians failing the public?
Well, this is the Greens failing the public. This is the gap that is there with the Greens political party between their rhetoric and their delivery. This is them putting politics before what is needed. You can't say you support social housing and then vote against it. There is a bill before the Parliament for a $10 billion Housing Australia Future Fund that will make 30,000 social and affordable homes built over a short period of time, including 4,000 reserved for women and children escaping domestic violence, including funding for veterans to get them out of homelessness, including funding for remote housing upgrades in Indigenous communities. That is before the Parliament now, and the Greens Party and the Coalition both combined last week, not only to not vote for it, but to vote against even debating the legislation that was before the Parliament. Now, this is just one element on top of the $1.6 billion over just 1 year we put forward to extend the Commonwealth State Housing Agreement so that those negotiations with state and territory governments can take place for the usual form of funding that occurs for social housing. This is on top of that, and it is beyond my comprehension how they could vote against it. And I thank Jackie Lambie and her team and David Pocock for expressing their support for the legislation which is there. We have, in addition to that, our housing accord that will see 1 million homes built over a period in partnership supported by the Housing Industry Association, the Master Builders Association, state and territory governments. It's on top of the rental assistance that we provided in the budget, the largest increase in 30 years, and it's on top of the incentives that we put in the budget for build to rent that I see over the weekend. One peak organisation, the Property Council, saying that that would lead to 250,000 additional dwellings being built to rent. We need to address supply, and the truth is that the Greens political party would rather posture than vote for what is before the Parliament. They need to explain that contradiction which is there. And I've seen some of their absurd comments speaking about gambling. If that is the case, that setting up a fund that invests and you use the interest to achieve outcomes, then they must be horrified at the Clean Energy Finance Corporation and what it does. They must be terrified about superannuation, which is exactly how superannuation operates for individuals in this country. And I would have thought that compulsory superannuation was something that the Greens Party supported. But if you look at their rhetoric, it is just nonsense. It is just grandstanding and immaturity, and it's why you need a party of majority government to actually be in charge, because we're interested in outcomes and the Greens political party seem to be just interested in playing politics. Last one.
Sorry, hasn't ruled out Peter Dutton's idea of allowing job seekers to work without losing benefits. Do you think this is a
Well, look, it was a thought bubble from Peter Dutton. We think that at the moment, if you look at what occurs, 75% of people currently don't earn anything who are on job seeker, and they could now. They don't take advantage of the earning capacity which is there now to earn additional money, and then there's a taper rate which is available. So we of course look at anything that is proposed. We of course made changes that were foreshadowed in my ageing vision statement in Brisbane that I gave at the beginning of 2020. I spoke about allowing pensioners to earn more money. The issue here is, though, of more significance, is how do we get people into work? Clearly, employment services aren't working to the extent that they should when you have an unemployment rate of just 3.5%, a historic low, but you still have people looking to work. Clearly, some of the system that's been established by our predecessors is about ticking the boxes rather than providing that support so that we take individual John or Mary and do work to get them into full-time employment, to get them off job seeker is a far better outcome than them supplementing job seeker, which of course they're able to do right now. Thanks very much.